So I made a video literally just yesterday talking about the fact that Tom Henderson was talking about there's some new PlayStation or Sony kind of hardware in the works. We were speculating that it's going to be another handheld sort of console. Obviously, I also mentioned it could be stuff like a monitor. It could be stuff like who knows, anything really. It could be anything, right? It could be something to chop your onions, for all I know, right? It could have been anything. But we got the official release now coming directly from Tom Henderson. He officially revealed what this is. Now, I say he officially, but Sony didn't officially, meaning it's not technically official, meaning take it with a grain of salt. It's still a rumor. Don't get all crazy just yet. That said, a lot of these people, they do have a pretty good track record. They're, but even the people that have a good track record, they get things wrong, right? There's things that they get wrong. So just keep that in mind, okay? All that to say, we're going to jump straight into this. I'm not going to waste any time. If you missed the previous video and you want to check that out, the original report was that he was, again, just basically saying that, he had something to say. It was on April 2nd, so it wasn't an April Fool's or anything like that. He even clarified it wasn't. And now we got news about what this is. So let's go ahead. Let's check it out. Let's go to his post over on insidergaming.com. And it says exclusive. Sony's next PlayStation handheld. He says, following days of speculation, Insider Gaming can report that there's a new PlayStation handheld in development. It is apparently a PlayStation handheld. Codenamed the Q-Lite, the next PlayStation handheld is the next piece of Sony hardware that aims to be yet another piece of hardware that requires the PlayStation 5. That's the big thing right there, the big kicker. It apparently requires the PS5. It's not a standalone thing. It's like another thing that you need a PS5 for. So that right there is instantly going to off-put a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be turned off from this thing. They're going to be like, dude, what is that? Let's keep reading though. Insider Gaming understands that the Q-Lite is not a cloud streaming device, but instead uses remote play with the PlayStation 5. A feature the console's giant has been pushing these past couple of weeks. So first of all, that in and of itself is really, really interesting. We're gonna read the rest of it in a second, but we got to pause for a second because there's a lot to take in. Number one, it requires the PS5. I think if this is true, this thing better be priced really, really well. I'm saying that, but in a way, it's like, we got the PSVR 2 requires PS5. Technically speaking, the PSVR 2 is priced very well for what you're getting, what the value of the technology is. So technically, it is priced well. It's just not priced well for the average consumer, right? Because the average consumer is not going to drop like, what is it, like $600-700, whatever it is in USD. I'm thinking it's like $700 Canadian, I think. I don't know, $500 USD, whatever it is. Average person's not going to drop that much on a VR system. Maybe if it was compatible with PC and whatnot, it'd be a little bit more enticing. But that's a different video. This is something similar. All right, sure, you got a PS5, you get this handheld device, you can take it with you on the go. It works via remote play, but yet it's not cloud. Okay, that's good. It's not cloud because cloud could be a little bit finicky. But remote play can too. That means you need an internet connection at all times. So it's not really a handheld. It's more like if you got to go take a poop and you want to continue playing, your PS5 game, God of War Ragnarok. Maybe I'm thinking about like one of the most recent AAA titles we got from first party. You want to play The Last of Us Part 1. You don't want to put it down, man. You're in an intense part, but man, you really got to go poop. You got to go. And so you just grab this little handheld, you switch over to remote play, you go sit on the toilet and you keep playing The Last of Us or God of War Ragnarok, right? Or maybe you hook it up to a hotspot, right? Like your phone or something, and you're going out for a drive. You're not driving. You don't do that. Don't play and drive. That'd be a stupid idea. Don't do that. But someone else is driving, you're sitting in the passenger, or maybe you're driving and then you're waiting, for someone to finish doing whatever they're doing, maybe it's a husband that's taking his wife to go grocery shop or something, and he's just chilling in the car instead of going into the store. Or maybe she's going to get a haircut. I don't know, whatever. He's just chilling, right? With the kids in the back, or, there's so many different scenarios. But again, you got to have a Wi-Fi connection if it's going to be remote play. So I don't know how this thing's going to work, okay? All that to say, you need a PS5, uses remote play. Interestingly enough, like I said, Sony, PlayStation, they're all in with remote play. They literally just posted a brand new trailer recently, which you guys have just been watching up on screen, most likely. Anyways, it's I don't know, man. They're really going back into remote play and pushing it again. I haven't heard a lot about remote play for a while, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're kind of all in again. Let's continue reading the article though, because there's a little bit more. Apparently, it says sporting adaptive streaming up to 1080p and 60 FPS. So it's not even going to be, you know, 1440 or anything like that. A lot of phones nowadays are even 4K. Only 1080p, 60 FPS. New device will require constant connectivity to the internet. There it is. There it is. I mean, obviously, if you got remote play, you need constant connectivity, right? As for the console's physical features, early prototypes show the console will look a lot like a PS5 controller. Very interesting in and of itself. I mean, why wouldn't it, right? Even the controllers for the PSVR 2 kind of have, you know, elements that look like the PS5 controller. But it's gonna have a massive 8-inch LCD screen. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big screen. So again, you're gonna get an 8-inch. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure, isn't the Switch only like between 5 and 7 inches or something like that? I'm drawing a blank on the top of my head, but I'm pretty okay. Now I gotta look. I'm gonna look it up, but let's continue reading. So that's gonna be in the center. The device sports adaptive triggers for haptic and will include what you've come to expect from a handheld: volume buttons, speakers, audio input jack, all that jazz, right? You're gonna get all of that. And then it goes on to say that Insider understands that the Q Lite is in its QA phase and is scheduled to release before the PlayStation 5 Pro and after the detachable disc PS5. So if you haven't heard, basically, apparently there is a PS5 Pro and there is also apparently a PS5 that's going to have a detachable disc drive. So apparently it's coming. Let me put this in a different way. Apparently the next, you know, PlayStation hardware to come out is going to be the PS5 that has a detachable disc drive, and then it's going to be this Q Lite, you know, handheld device that we're talking about here, and then it's going to be the PS5 Pro afterwards. So apparently there's a bunch of hardware. I mean, Sony's really investing in the PS5. It kind of makes you wonder, are they going to, you know, have the, I guess, are they going to like extend the longevity of the PS5, the life cycle, further than, you know, we previously had with other console generations? Usually it's like what, 6 years, I think, if I remember correctly. By the way, the Nintendo Switch screen size is 6.2 inches. That's the non-OLED though. The Switch OLED is 7 inches. So if you look at the Switch OLED, it has a 7-inch screen, and then you look at the whatever this is going to be bigger. It's going to be a bigger screen than Nintendo Switch OLED by an inch. That's crazy. That's huge. That is a lot bigger than I expected and thought. All right, moving on from that. They said, as previously mentioned by industry insider Jeff Grubb, Sony is planning to announce its second phase of the PS5, which was in reference to its future game slate. Ironically, though, its second phase is very much true for Sony's hardware offerings, with the new detachable disc drive PS5, Project Nomad, which is wireless headphones. That's going to be interesting. Project Voyager, which is a wireless headset. These are going to be really interesting stuff. I like wireless stuff. If it sounds good, though, it's got to sound good. Otherwise, it don't matter if it's wireless. And Q Lite, which is the handheld, all scheduled to release within a very short period. So apparently, they're all going to release in a very short period. I guess, you know, within a short time frame. It's understood that the PlayStation 5 Pro is aiming for a holiday 2024 release. I had to check the date for a second. It's 2023. So like a year and a half for the PS5 Pro, which makes sense. I would have liked to see it a little bit earlier and see, you know, and hope that, you know, they add more power maybe to the PSVR 2. I don't know if that's going to be something they're going to do when it finally comes out, but we'll see. So anyways, whenever that PlayStation showcase will be, the next PlayStation showcase anyways, it's seemingly going to be a big one, he says. So I don't know. What do you make out of all this? I mean, again, take it with a grain of salt. It could be fake. It could be true. It could be real. It could be anything, right? I want to talk about it because we talked about it previously, and I said I'd update you guys. This is the update. Again, it's a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. But like I said, it seems plausible, but at the same time, it leaves you scratching your head until Sony comes out and confirms this thing and explains it. We're just kind of left scratching your heads, like, why a handheld is just like off a remote play? That makes no sense. But maybe it does make sense. Like I said, once they come out and discuss it, maybe it'll all make sense. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Does this thing sound intriguing, or are you already writing it off, or are you kind of gonna wait and see what Sony says if this thing is real. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Stick around for more. We do variety gaming content here on the channel, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Till the next one, game on. See you guys soon.